Dudes, it's Gaz, and welcome back to another Warframe video. So today we got Devstream Bingo. A little bit of fun. We're going to be predicting what's happening on the next Devstream, which will be less than 24 hours of the uploading of this video. I'll be covering all the stuff that does happen tomorrow, and I'll be live on stream reacting alongside you guys. So come on, stop the live stream if you're not already. We're doing giveaways as well. But yeah, we got a prediction today. Lots of fun things on the way. As far as what we do know about this stream, we'll be talking about Proto-Wisp, Proto-Hero, and Proto-Uriel, the Devil's Triad. We're also going to be hearing about a new game mode for the new update, which will be in probably December, late December is my guess, the Old Peace, and a whole lot more. So let's hop right into my predictions video and have a little bit of fun along the way. All right. So, reminder, this stuff is not official. Some of these things actually have been spoiled since I made this video, I made this list 2 days ago. So, but we'll mention that as it goes along, okay? Because some of these squares might just already be filled in after, if you pay attention to literally everything. And some people have been really paying attention to everything. So, thank you guys very much for the additional information on this one. All right, so here's my Devstream bingo for Halloween of 2025. Let's start off things with the first one. This is probably already filled in. DE will show the next Prime on this Devstream. Now, if you didn't watch my video from 2 or 3 days ago, yeah, Gyre Prime is basically, it's been all but confirmed. We've even seen the golden electric ball thing for Gyre. So yeah, you might as well just fill that one in. Now I guess there's a small chance they don't actually show Gyre Prime, but yeah, you could basically fill that one in. I made this list about the day before they actually announced Gyre Prime. I keep calling her Proto-Gyre. No Proto-Gyre yet. Proto-Hero, though. Next, new game mode is unique. So, as far as the description of the new game mode we're getting from the Old Peace, it is, I think they said it's going to be you're going to go deeper than ever. That's all we really have to go off of. I hope that the new game mode is unique, but there is a chance it's just a variation of defense, like a lot of these other game modes are, like Shrine Defense, Stage Defense, Mere Defense. Am I forgetting any of the important ones? There's probably at least one more defense node. Mobile Defense, I guess. Hey, I would love a Mobile Defense rework too while we're at it. But yeah, if the new game mode looks unique in any way, maybe if it's Ascension in reverse, like the elevator's going down, you could fill in this square. Next, nerf announced. So, I mean, maybe they wouldn't want to be talking about this on stream, but they sometimes do talk about the big nerfs on stream. If you think about it, we actually got quite a few big nerfs this year. We got a big slam attack nerf. We also got, what else did we get? I know there was at least one other one. But yeah, basically, I'm expecting another nerf. People are asking for Melee Influence to get nerfed a lot. I don't know why. It's just don't like fun, I guess. But yeah, people are asking for Melee Influence to get nerfed. I wouldn't be shocked if they said, yeah, we're doing something getting nerfed. I'm not saying specifically Melee Influence, but people ask for nerfs in this game for some reason. So yeah, and also the devs listen too. I forgot about that part. The devs listen to people asking for nerfs. So that'd be a yikes, but also wouldn't be shocking because I get to fill in that square. Next, accidental leak. Now, I put accidental in quotations because the devs like to act like it was an accident, but they're like, oh yeah, we didn't mean to spoil there's another mini update before the Old Peace. Whoops, I wasn't supposed to say that. Those types of things. So if there's anything that was well, we weren't supposed to say that part, or that's not actually confirmed yet, we just said it anyway, you can fill in that square. And some things they've been talking about are a little bit up in the air, like we talked about the Android release date later. They were kind of it should come out, but, there might be some things that are holding it back, so we'll see about that one. Next, surprise rework. I guess they wouldn't really be surprised at this point since we're getting so many reworks nowadays, but yeah, a frame getting a rework that probably needs one. We're talking Limbo, talking Banshee maybe, frames that just aren't really the most popular. I'm literally playing Banshee in the background footage because it's for an ETA with randomized loadouts. She's still pretty good, but yeah, I'm not using her ult, for example. So yeah, any surprise rework announcements would be great. Let me know which frames you guys want reworked in the comments down below. I think Loki would be decent for one too, but it's not like Loki is bad. Again, it's not like these frames are terrible. It's just, it'd be nice if they were a little bit stronger. Next Deluxe confirms our next square. Now, we have seen concept art for Varuna Deluxe, but you also might remember that we had a player poll that we voted on the next Deluxe that we wanted. Now, I'm not saying that DS will completely stick to the poll votes we got, but I believe Dante Deluxe did win the most votes. So are they just gonna skip Dante Deluxe and do Varuna Deluxe? That's what it's looking like. But I guess we'll know for sure on this stream, which will be tomorrow. Next, address Valis Undermine feedback. Valis Undermine was not the worst update of the year, but it definitely wasn't a phenomenal update in my opinion. So if DE addresses some of the feedback, credit caches being bad, the UI changes, the recoil stuff. Some people still are mad about the recoil stuff. I guess probably people on console, because console does not have the recoil changes yet. And you guys will probably get that for the Gyre Prime update in probably mid-November. But yeah, addressing Valve's under my feedback, like saying like basically, yeah, we're sorry we threw the diamond in there a little bit over eagerly. Hope they can remove it soon. Next, wacky DE costumes. This could probably be a free square as well. I don't know what costumes Pablo's wearing, but I believe Rebecca and Megan were like using Jujutsu Kaisen, like the anime costumes or something like that. So that's kind of cool. Either way, like I'm expecting some funny costumes. Maybe not a crazy costume for Pablo, just like a funny shirt, like a Halloween shirt. But yeah, if you got any crazy, I'm assuming Rebecca and Megan will have crazy costumes. They usually do that, so you can fill in that square pretty easily with that one. Next, okay, this one I was told information after the fact by some very, very aware chatters. So this next square is new Protoframe voice actors named. Now, they have not officially named them, but if you are like the biggest Warframe video and stream watcher ever, you might know that from the extremely specific and niche. Now, I didn't watch this, but there's someone in chat who watches. From Rebecca's Magic Card opening stream, she did spoil the voice actor for Proto Uriel. It's the voice actor of Emmett Shelch, I think is his name, from Final Fantasy. So, yeah, we have the voice actor for Uriel already announced, and someone that's really, really paying attention is assuming that the voice actor for Proto Wisp, I believe is Emily English is her name, from Baldur's Gate 3. It's the voice actress for Shadowheart. So, those are both honestly, they sound correct. We don't know anything about Proto Hero, though. And also, I believe those voice actors have not been formally announced. The Shadowheart voice actress and the Emmett Shelch voice actor. So, yeah, if they announce those formally tomorrow, you can fill that in. And thank you to those people that were watching Rebecca's Magic Card stream for me to know that information. Thank you very much on that one. Next, Archon Shards mentioned. We've got a lot of Archon Shard sources in 2025, and also we've got Archon Shard Fusion, Pity System, so on and so forth. It might be time to expand the Archon Shards a little bit. If Archon Shards are mentioned in any way, even if they mention the 3 Archon Tau Shard drop or login boss that starts tomorrow, you can fill in this square, because Archon Shards are great, and I would love some more content involving Archon Shards. Next, focus expansion stuff. If you haven't really been paying attention since TennoCon, you might not remember that they are doing a focus expansion and like kind of a new focus tree a little bit in this old piece update. So some additional information on that, like focus ultimates, like what's the Vazrin ultimate going to do? Is it going to heal everybody? Is it going to put everyone to sleep? Is the Unairu focus ultimate going to just be prime sure-footed unlocked for the next 3 days or something like that? I'm just joking around, but yeah, what will the new focus ultimates be besides the Naramon Super Blade or whatever that one was? I'd love to hear about that, and I think they'll talk about it too. Next, new crossover. So this one is my wish fulfillment one. I get like 1 wish fulfillment square per Devstream bingo. That's a new crossover. You know, how about like an Attack on Titan crossover? How about Jujutsu Kaisen crossover? Whatever. Dude, whatever they gotta do. Final Fantasy crossover. You know, we're getting a voice actor from Final Fantasy. How about like a Final Fantasy Buster Sword or whatever as a skin? I'm just saying, I know not everyone wants that. I'm just saying that I would kind of like that. And I think that DE is not really, they don't want to do that personally. I don't think that DE wants to do that because they've made it quite clear. They don't want to like have other IPs in Warframe. But I still think it would be kind of cool. We put Warframe in other IPs, but other IPs in Warframe. So, you know, how about a little bit of both? Next is the free square. You could just put next Prime in there because they're going to definitely show that. After that, new game mode is meh. So we got new game mode is unique, new game mode is meh. Like I said, if it's just like defense, if it's like sentient defense, like you just throw a word at the beginning of defense and it's the new mission, I would call that meh. Not saying that whatever the design is not going to be good, but I'm just saying, if it's another defense variant, DE, you could do better than that. We're like 13 years into the game's lifespan. But yeah, either way, hopefully it's going to be something cool. Next, more arc gun buffs. So if you watch my video about arc gun buffs, I don't think that they're really strong enough to like be like worth using besides like in an ETA. Like if you look at the background footage, I used the arc gun for the first mission. I think that was like because there was a modifier where enemies take 95% less damage from non-arc wing guns. So here, I'll probably just use the Glaxian for this content because I don't have to. There's a lot. You can watch the video. There's a lot of downsides to arc wing guns. One of them being terrible ammo pool and not enough ammo dropping is some of the stuff. So yeah, I hope that there's gonna be more buffs in the old piece update. I think there will be like maybe like galvanized mods for arc wing guns or just like maybe an Exilus slot, whatever they want to do, wherever they think there'll be enough. It doesn't feel like enough right now with the Arc Gun Arcanes being, or Arc Gun Arcane slots being added to the game. Next, Tenno appearance overhaul shows. If you didn't know about this, we're getting some massive changes to how the operator's appearance looks, and I guess the Drifter too, in the old piece update. There was actually supposed to be Signas for operators and drifters in the update we're on right now in game, but it got delayed because probably of this change. So if you see some really decent looking operator and drifter changes, you go ahead and fill in that square. I'm assuming they're going to show that in some extent. Now, things that are also guaranteed to be shown to a degree is Uriel. They've already shown us what Uriel looks like in game, and Uriel we talked about on Friday. Now, we don't know if they're going to be showing Uriel's abilities, and remember, this update should be about like over a month away still, so I'm assuming Uriel's abilities are not done yet, but I would love to see Uriel's abilities. Are they going to be fire-based? Are they going to be Exalted Trident? Are they going to be Darkness Shadow-based? What's going to be? As far as we know, it looks like Steve was saying Uriel will be like a Balrog from Lord of the Rings, basically. And that's like a big fire demon thing with like a fire sword and a fire whip, and it's pretty awesome looking. But yeah, they're also like out of control, and the Lord of Darkness or whatever, Sauron, cannot control them. So that could be kind of cool with Uriel's lore. If he actually is a Balrog, too powerful to be controlled by like Entradi and Ballas, that could be really some cool stuff going forward. So yeah, if they show Uriel's abilities, go fill that in. If they just show Uriel just looking cool, you cannot fill that one in. Next, 1999 Fissures. DE has announced, or they have mentioned these on stream. They have not formally announced them actually getting added to the game. I think that they might have realized they'd be a little bit too powerful, a little bit too good. But yeah, they did mention 1999 Fissures in like February or March Devstream of 2025. So we're still waiting on them. We still really want them. We just don't know if they're actually going to end up happening. So if they do mention them, it will. If they don't mention them, it would be like, okay, we did an entire year of you guys talking about them and not actually adding them. Please actually add them. But yeah, otherwise, I would love to have those, and hopefully they talk about them on stream. Next, Railjack mentioned. We're driving. We're going to a different solar system or whatever, but it looks like we're not going to actually drive our ship there. If Railjack is mentioned in any way, like, hey, you're time traveling there. You're not like Railjack traveling there. I just think that Railjack content is pretty like left in the dust, I guess I'd say. So if there's any mention of Railjack, that will be interesting and surprising, but you'll also be able to fill in that square. Next, this one is basically confirmed, Warframe Android info. So as far as the squares that are basically confirmed on this one, Next Prime, Free, and Warframe Android info are basically confirmed because they were confirmed after the making of this list. So DE has stated they will announce the Warframe Android release date on tomorrow. That being said, Steve is the CEO of DE, and he was basically saying, you know, is there like a kind of like a question mark if it's going to actually come out? So it might be up in the air, but they said they're going to potentially announce it tomorrow. And yeah, Warframe Android would be cool. So we'll see about what happens there. Next, HP and armor rework. If you watch every little dev short, you might remember that Rebecca said, well, kind of hint, maybe not like fully committed to it, but like basically hinted at there being an HP and armor rework with Valkyr because people complain about Valkyr's armor and HP so much. And I would say that complaint has actually gotten even worse with Oberon. It's like, okay, I've got Oberon here. He has like 2 or 3 abilities that buff armor, and he has a passive that makes armor invalidated. So what is it? Is armor going to be good, or is there going to just be invincibility, you know, band-aid passives going forward? Because that's what Valkyr has too. Valkyr has crazy armor. She can technically face tank level 4,000 plus enemies with like Eclipse and stuff, but she has a passive that invalidates armor. It's a death prevention passive. So are they going to ever make armor and HP good, or is it going to keep being death prevention passives over and over again like we are? Like if they rework, let's say, I'm trying to think of a friend does not have a death prevention pass. You got Knightish, you got Inaros, you got a bunch of them, honestly. You got the newest ones too. If they rework another frame that's armor and HP focused, they're going to likely just have a death prevention passive too. So what's the give on that? Are we going to eventually get changes to this? I hope we do. And if we talk about anything involving that, you can go ahead and fill in that square. Next, Harrow buff. Have you played Harrow recently? He's a lot of button presses to play. He's really strong, but yeah, I think some players, including me, kind of want a little bit of a Harrow buff if we're getting Proto Harrow. Wisp is great. Wouldn't mind a Wisp buff either, but for Proto Harrow, he has so many button presses, and also some of his buffs just don't work in his teammates. Like, they're not meant to work in his teammates, but his 2 only gives, like, I think, like reload speed to himself, fire rate to himself. It gives his teammate healing, like lifesteal healing, but lifesteal healing is an extremely lackluster effect in 2025, so I think that maybe Harrow could get some quality of life buffs, maybe make it where, you know, enemies killed by his teammates in his 3 something, give energy or something like that. Make it where his 2 gives his teammates reload speed. Something that's useful. That's not just the lackluster buffs he provides. Now his 4 is still really good. He's still got good stuff going on. He's just not the best, and we want Proto Frames to be the best. So give him a little bit of buff, and I'd be happy about that. I wouldn't mind that announcement on this dev stream. Next, unexpected big quality of life change. They love to throw these in here. The last thing you're expecting, like, you know what? We decided we're gonna make it where relics are gonna be auto refined or something like that. We're gonna make it where whenever you can now do 10 capture missions in a row. You can queue up 10 capture missions, okay? You can queue up 5 relics in a row. Just some big quality of life change. That one's probably, what I just said is definitely not going to happen, but just give an example of it. We're going to get some, if we get a big quality of life announcement on this stream, go ahead and fill in that square. And that could be a ton of different things. Last 2 here, any new Lich weapon. So if you've played Warframe for a couple years, you might know that we actually usually get new additions to the Kuva Lich Arsenal and the Tenant Arsenal at least every couple of years, and the Coda-infested Liches have never gotten a new addition, so if we got a new Coda Lich weapon drop, let's say like maybe Coda Bubonico, Coda Legion, Coda whatever, whatever would be good, Coda Phage, that would be great, and also, I think that it would be nice because the infested Liches have not gotten any additions yet, so yeah, we got the Tenant Glaxia and the Tenant Plinks for the Corpus Liches, and we got the Kuva Sobek, and I think that was the Kuva Nuclear or something like that for the Kuva Liches. So, yeah, hopefully that is going to be a thing that's on their radar. Either way, it's probably not going to be the focus of the update either. So, yeah, I'm not holding my breath on that one. As far as the last square on here, big villain thing. I don't think they're going to fully spoil the story on this stream, but they might explain why we're actually going to Tau. Why are we going back to find the Lois's memories? So that might be like, hey, the indifference is like, we're going to turn you into an arm or something like that. And that's why we're going to Tau. As long as you get some explanation, like, Entradi is doing stuff in the timeline. You have to go back there and figure out what's going on. I consider Entradi a villain to a degree as well. So, yeah, that's going to be my Devstream bingo for October of 2025, guys. Let me know how you felt about this list down below. Do you think that some of these are just completely off base? Like, there's no way they're going to be adding a hero buff. There's no way we're getting a nerf announcement. Let me know how you feel about it, and I will see you guys live on stream tomorrow. I'm thinking I'm going to do a borrow video in the morning too. So there should be a borrow video in the morning and then a Devstream overview video in the afternoon. So keep an eye out for that, and I'll see you guys then. Take it easy. Peace.